Commission that nowhere in the financial manual that provision was made for the payment of honorarium. And he further told the Commission that it was wrong on their side to have paid for that honorarium for service not identifiable that the people that are paid has done. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, that it is not contained anywhere and that it is not also provided for by law.
May I comment, Ma?
Yes, you can.
I can rightly say the director's version, I don't have anything to say. But my stance is, if it is not in the manual, but the budget that has been drafted and sent to the ministry, observed, endorsed, and sent to the council for approval, has got a budget line for honorarium payment. Okay,
now what we will do is, Mr. Sanyang, we will ask you to provide copies of the budgets from 2018 to 2023, and you will take us through the part that said what you have done, the service you have rendered. You are entitled to be paid that honorarium. So please note it down.
What I'm saying
and
here
no, listen.
Not the part that I
wait,
said.
Mr. Sanyang, wait. You have said the Director of Finance's opinion is his opinion. You have nothing to say about that. For the budget that you want to rely on, I am ordering you to bring copies. Please note it, from 2018 to 2023, end of January 2023. We will want to see the provision that is contained in the budget that talks about the honorarium. And you take us through the breakdown of what that honorarium entails in the budget. I believe you can do that, Mr. Sanyang, because the budget is normally tabled at council, so you go through all the budget lines to discuss what they entail. Council, you may proceed. Thank you. So we are expecting
for
you
the period 2018 to
2023, and we expect you to bring this by Tuesday next week.
Okay.
All right, please note.
But if I should be given an opportunity to express myself, I will be very much happy.
No, we will give you, definitely.
Yes, that's what I'm saying is the budget, what the budget entails.
Yes.
It does not have a breakdown, but it has a budget line for honorarium, which we are paid. That is what I'm saying.
Yes, that is what I'm saying too. We are saying the same thing.
No, you are telling me the breakdown of the payments.
Yes, because I spoke to you. I said the Director of Finance have explained that the payment was unlawful because I referred him to the financial manual to show me where in law it has been provided for. So he said to me that it was wrong to have made that payment. And you said in the budget, honorarium is there.
Yes, that is what I said.
So if honorarium is there, I want you to specifically specify for me under that honorarium, because the budget is dissectable. The budget is a budget that you can dissect to understand the elements under each revenue head or heading. If you say honorarium, in the write-up, in the notes of the budget, it will indicate to you what is supposed to be contained under the honorarium as payments. So that is what I want you to bring to us.
With due respect, Ma,
yes,
in the council budget, I can assure you that you cannot even fish out in that honorarium what it entails, what payments it entails.
You said?
In the council budget,
yes,
that has been approved by council,
yes,
under the honorarium column,
yes,
it doesn't spell out what honorarium has to be paid.
Well, now, when you bring the budgets, we will discuss further those issues.
Thank you.
Perhaps we may come to the same level of understanding.
Okay.
You might
you say
by Tuesday.
Next Tuesday?
Next week Tuesday, yes. Please. Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Yes, please, when you're done writing, you can. Are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask that you be handed over the exhibit. Do you have it? It's a voucher.
Yes, I've seen a voucher.
Yes. What is the exhibit number, sir?
I am not legally minded to know what do you mean by exhibit.
You what?
I'm not legally minded to know what do you mean by exhibit.
Okay, you'll be referred to the number I want you to read out by the registrar. Have you been shown the number?
Yes, Council.
Please
Let
read
Council.
out the number. Please read out the number.
LGC/AS/BKAC/015. The last number is 5 if I
5, okay.
get it right.
So that is the exhibit number, all right?
Okay.
Now, what is the voucher number?
I will be struggling to know because I am not the author of the
Voucher, no, wait a
voucher.
minute. The voucher number, no, Mr. Register, wait. But you serve at the finance committee.
Yeah, but
You are, just wait a minute. You're not legally minded, but you've worked in the finance committee, so you should know what a voucher number is.
no, we are not taking through on these documents to know what a voucher number is, how a voucher is prepared for me to know.
You should have.
We are not prevailed.
You should have. Now, I will ask the register to help you as well, to show you what a voucher number is. It's written with a pen on top.
Okay, PV.
The far right. Do you see the number?
This is the number.
Have you been shown?
Yes, I have seen it. You have shown me.
Yes. Now, please read out the number.
11, that is 111
Yes.
04412.
Is the one at the far right? Is that the one you're reading?
This is why I said I'm not conversant. What he's showing me
Just
is what
read
I'm reading.
the far right.
Okay, the PV number, I have seen PV, that is 1169.
Yes. PV means payment voucher. Okay. Now, what is the description?
Being payment of honorarium to councillors as 288,000 per attach.
Yes. You will see a list of councillors. Can you turn to the next page? Do you see the list?
Yes, I've seen the list.
Do you see your name there?
Yes, I've seen my name there.
How much was paid to you?
$8,000.
$8,000. And this every year. What period was this?
Just this 2018, if I could recall, if I am not, if I am
The
right.
date should be there.
Yes, the date is there, but
What's the date?
okay. At the stamp is 13th of August 2018.
13th August 2018.
Yes.
All right. What services do you have you rendered to deserve that payment?
This is what,
No,
why,
no, just
this
that
is what I'm
payment
saying.
itself specifically. Let's limit ourselves to that payment.
The services that I've rendered is what I've said is at my committee level, the assessments that we have done are gathered, put together, not paid at the end of our exercise. And when our committee comes and Tobaski, we will be called to come and receive our honorary.
Why would you wait until Tobaski and Corridor?
That is not up to our discretion.
No, you had said if you have allowances are supposed to be paid immediately. You render the service. If attended meetings, after attended meetings, do you not sign the meeting minutes?
We do.
And then it's forwarded to finance,
Yes.
and you are paid your allowance.
Yes.
The sitting allowances as well for council.
Council sitting allowance, sometimes when it goes difficult for council, sometimes you receive it after council sitting.
That is if there is no money.
There is no money, yes.
But for
and
this
even
one,
committee meetings as well.
yes, but it's paid usually regularly. It has to be paid immediately after you have attended the meeting.
This one.
No, I mean, the allowances are paid when you immediately render the service. Allowances generally, that's how they are paid.
Yes, that is what I'm saying, but it based on the financial muscles of the council. This exercise, when we conduct it.
Why are you paid every year, the same time, the same period, this amount?
The same time, the same period, the same amount.
Yeah, it's Tobaski and Korite.
That's what I'm saying. The amount is determined by the management, not us.
Does the management determine your allowances?
The council sitting allowance.
No, you see, Mr. Sanyang, is management supposed to determine your allowance as a councillor?
Our council sitting allowance is determined by the budget when we draw the budget. Yes.
Is asked, does the management determine your allowances as councillor?
It's the ministry that will determine the allowance.
Thank you very much. So so if the management determines your allowance, will that be lawful?
That is
No.
That is to the best knowledge of the management.
Who determines your allowance as councillor?
It's the ministry.
So any other person that determines your allowance, will that be lawful?
What I mean here
Answer the question. Is either yes or no, then you explain. Who determines your allowance as councillor?
It's the ministry.
If any other person determines your allowance aside from the ministry, will that be lawful?
Will that be lawful?
Yes.
The allowances are different.
No, answer the question.
Yes.
How will it be lawful?
How will it be lawful?
Yes.
When it comes to our monthly allowances, that one is determined by the ministry.
I will give you the Act 2002.
I have the act with me.
Now turn to the allowances for councillors. I will assist you on
Section 27.
section
27 or 28?
Yes, 27, 28. 28 is meetings and proceedings. 27 is allowances for members of a council. It shows you know the act is very good.
I do read, not frequently, but I do follow.
That's very good, Mr. Sanyang. I commend you for that. Now read the part regarding allowances for members of a council, section 27 of the Local Government Act 2002.
The Secretary of State shall, by regulations, determine allowances and any other benefits which shall be paid by a council to its members.
And any other?
Allowances.
No, benefit.
Benefits.
Your allowances.
Any other benefits.
Your allowances.
Yes.
Or any other benefit has to be determined by the ministry.
Can I come in?
No. Is that what it says?
Yes.
Where do you classify this 8,000 that you have received?
In the honorarium budget, which is
where does it fall here in 27?
Any other benefit.
Any other benefit?
Yes.
And to be determined by?
The ministry.
Good.
And
so take your time. You see, when you take your time, you will answer the questions. When you want to explain something, you can ask the chairperson to give you latitude to explain.
Thank you.
Understand that? Yes, but just answer, and then you can tell the chairperson, I want to explain. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand.
So do you agree that the Act clearly says that your allowances or any other benefit should be determined by the ministry?
Yes, I agree.
The management in determining any of your benefit, would that be lawful? The management determine how much you should receive?
Madam Chair, if I may come in.
No, answer first, and then you can even explain, you can ask that you want to explain.
Based on the budget, yes.
No, I'm not talking about the budget. I'm going by the Act first. Going by the Act,
yes.
The management, the CEO, the finance director, or even let me even tell you who the management is. Who is the management as far as you're concerned?
In the Local Government Act, when you say the management, the head of the management is the CEO.
Thank you very much.
And the head of the policy makers is the chairman.
So when you say management, who are you referring to?
Here I said the management because
who are you referring to as management?
CEO.
Thank you very much. See, when you do this, it's okay. You answer questions. So the CEO determines your benefit. Do you classify? You said you have classified the 8,000 as any other benefit, correct?
Yes.
And the law says it's the ministry that should approve it and not the CEO or any other person. Did the law say that?
Madam Chair, if
did
I may
the law say that?
If I may come in, Madam
Yes,
Chair.
Mr. Bojang, sorry, yes, no, just go on.
Mr. Sanyang.
Yes, Council.
I don't think councillors are entitled for any form of honorarium. Because you as a councillor, you have a social contract with your community. You are elected to serve.
I don't hear that one. Excuse me.
Huh?
I don't hear that.
I mean, you as a councillor,
Yes.
you have a social contract with your community, and that is why you are elected to serve your community. And in doing that, and that is why the ministry has the overall responsibility of creating or approving allowances, because you are not part of the establishment. Like you rightly pointed out,
Yes.
our council is divided into two. You have the policy making, and also you have the administration. Policy headed by, the administration headed by the council, by the CEO. The administration is headed by the CEO, and the policy is headed by the chairperson or the mayor. And the councillors, starting from the mayor all the way down, are not part of the permanent establishment. And that is why they are not salaried. And that is why they are given allowances approved by the ministry. So anything that you do as a councillor is pro bono, is free, because you are representing or serving your community. And that is why the allowance is given to you. So as a councillor, you are not entitled for any form of honorarium. I just want to make that clear.
May I come in, please, sir?
Yes,
Commissioner.
before you come in, Mr. Sanyang. Sorry, let me put on my mic. Before you come in, Mr. Sanyang, let us have an understanding that what you have been asked many councillors that have sat here and given their own version. And I want to make it very clear that nobody sits there without being given the absolute, and let me emphasize that, the absolute opportunity to express themselves and to give their evidence to the best of their ability.
I'm very much glad now.
Yes, and then the issue is we should have an appreciation, because nobody understands the law in its entirety. And I am not saying you admit what you don't want to admit, because whatever your evidence is, that is what we will take.
Sure.
We cannot take something that is not your evidence.
Sure.
What you believe in and has said, and you swore to an oath that this is what you are going to say, that is what we will take. But it is our duty and responsibility to also highlight to you what we have as facts and what we can put to you based on people that have come before you, and the evidence and the information and the facts that we have gathered. I just want you to have that at the back of your mind.
Thank you, Madam
So
Chair.
it is not a matter of holding on to positions that I am right, you are wrong. No. You have just been asked questions, and we just want you to help us understand. You may have your understanding,
Yes.
but we will form our opinion at the end of the day
Sure.
of what your understanding is. All right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes. Now, let me give you the opportunity to explain, because you said you want to respond to Honorable
Yes.
Fal's statement.
Yes. He has rightly said allowances and the other benefits have been determined by the ministry,
Yes.
which absolutely I concur with.
Thank
now,
you.
going by our budget,
Yes.
which is been budgeted by the council,
Yes.
sent to the ministry for endorsement,
Yes.
observation, and returned back to council for approval.
Yes.
It is embedded there, allowances are there, and any other benefits are there, like council sitting,
Yes.
Committee meetings, and honorarium is all embedded in the budget.
Yes, but
Endorsed by,
no, yes.
endorsed by the ministry.
Okay, we understand that. The fact also remains that Section 27 is very clear and it's not ambiguous. And I'm happy that before even council puts it to you, you've already referred to the particular section.
Yes.
Yes, they will be contained in the budget, but the law is the one that supersedes any other thing that the council may want to do. Anything that the council wants to do must be guided by what the law says. And that is exactly what council is trying to put across. That is to say, Section 27 is saying somebody is responsible to determine. And if you recall earlier on, I did say we asked the finance director whether this payment was done in compliance with the law. And he said no, it was not done in compliance with the law. Did you get that?
I get the finance director's version.
Yes.
And I also have my version.
Yes.
Then I am very much happy to hear from the care of the committee, that the care of this commission, that you want me to say what I know, and the commission will determine what is the fact out of that.
Yes.
I will be very much pleased on that.
Yes, but that is what I told you.
Yes.
Is that not what I said?
And that is what I'm going by. I know of giving my version. Whosoever comes, give his or her version.
Yes.
I stand by my version.
Yes. You know, I have requested that you provide copies of the budget, right?
Yes.
And you have been referred to the provision of the law.
Yes.
That talks about the payment of allowances and any other benefit as provided for under Section 27 of the Act. And what the council is interested in is who determines how much is to be paid. That is the question.
The honorarium.
I will allow the council
To continue.
to ask the question. I was just trying to clarify so that we have a common understanding and set the things in perspective.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Thank you very much. Mr. Jonga, the Secretary will remind you of your oath.
Good morning, Mr. Witness. Number 2. Welcome back to this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and Related Matters. For continuation of your testimony before this Commission, may I remind you once again that you have taken the oath. Over to Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I hand over the witness to you for us to proceed.
Mr. Jonga, good morning.
Morning, Madam Chair.
You're welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Yes, thank you very much. So, Mr. Sanyang, we will proceed with you. Mr. Jonga, we are discussing the issue of honorarium or salibo, which you are aware of, but we will discuss. I'll ask you questions regarding that. But before that, Mr. Sanyang, we have the Finance Committee minutes here.
Okay.
Let me show you. Yes, that's the file for the Finance Committee. It's been identified and admitted. Do you see that file?
Yes, I've seen the file.
Yes. Do you know whether there's another file apart from that one regarding your minutes of meetings?
No, I only know of one file that the secretary will always write the minutes and submit it to the management.
Yes.
That's the only file that I know.
Yes. So that file, it has the minutes of meetings. If you need time, we can ask that you be given the file during break so that you familiarize yourself with the contents of that file. But what I want to know is, will you find in that file minutes of meetings concerning your exercise that you are referring to during Korita and Tobaski that will warrant this payment?
I expect to find it in, because the secretary always takes notes of whatsoever it has been.
Very well. So to be fair with you, during break, I will give you the file to go through, okay?
Okay.
And if you identify any minutes concerning the exercise you have embarked on, which you request for, so this request as well for the honorarium through management, do you write the Finance Committee?
No, sir. It
You
is
don't
not
write.
written. Yes.
How do you request for the honorarium?
The finance committee?
Yes.
We don't request. I did not say we request when it has been paid.
Yes.
We conduct an exercise.
Yes.
After the exercise, then during Tobaski and Korite, then we will be called to receive our honorarium. This is what I
How
say.
do you report to the CEO?
This is what I've said.
How do you
After the
report? Listen to me.
After the exercise.
Listen, wait a minute. How do you do your reporting? Is it written report or verbal report?
What I expect is the secretary.
Can
after
you
the
answer
written
my
report.
question?
Written report.
Yes,
So-
and I am saying again, I'm not going to ask you to be answering my questions. I will not do that. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So, but I expect you to answer the question. I expect you to understand that you are here to answer questions.
Madam Chair, if I may give him the opportunity, if that is the case here to say yes or no, that will not even take me even 10 minutes. We will be done.
Mr. Sanyang, I think this commission have rules. And by break time, we will give you the rules to read of how the commission works. And I don't think we had issues with witnesses. I think also that the minimum should be accorded. You are being asked questions. You will be given the opportunity to you answer the questions because you are not compelled to say yes or no. If you say yes, you will explain why you say yes.
Okay.
If you say no, you will explain why you say no.
Then it's understood.
But it is not in your purview and in your right to dictate how this commission works.
Okay, sorry.
Let us get it very clear.
I surrender my
And
apology.
you don't make us to take and implement the law. Because nobody is above the law. You are sitting here because people elected you and you went to serve them in a council. And we are being given a mandate to find out what has gone wrong. And the minimum you can do out of respect for the people you represent is to listen and to answer the questions to the best of your ability. And we will take that. And we are not going to take anything sought from anybody that will sit on that chair. We are not going to take it. Councilor, you may proceed.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, so, Mr. Sanyang,
Yes, late counsel.
we have the CEO here, Mr. Jonga, and I'm asking you, do you approach the CEO or the chairman, whosoever you approach, the finance committee, National Finance Committee, with respect to these activities? Do you approach them verbally or you write to them?
What I do know is a committee meeting is being called. In that committee meeting is where the committee will decide and the right minutes that we will conduct an exercise. And that committee meetings are going to be handed over to the management.
That's not the question. The question is, do you approach the CEO or the chairman verbally or orally with respect to the honorarium?
In respect to the honorarium,
Yes.
this question is too open to me.
It's too?
It's too open. Can we come back again, please?
I will come back. I am here to come back. Will you approach the CEO or the chairman verbally, or do you write to them regarding your honorarium?
I expect if it is to be approached, it's going to be approached verbally.
Now I am telling you, it's not about what you expect. As a member of the finance committee, how do you communicate to them regarding this honorarium? Is it verbal or written?
Verbal.
Verbal. Who do you communicate to verbally?
In that communication, if I may give him the opportunity.
Who do you communicate to? The CEO is here. When you served as councillor, he was CEO as well. And there was also a chairperson who will also testify. And then you will be, as long as this issue is not cleared, you will be appearing here throughout. He is here. When he confirms what you are saying, it's okay. But now I ask you the question, who do you approach, the CEO or the chairman?
There is a number of people
Who do you approach?
that approach the chairman, not the CEO.
Listen to me. Who do you approach, the CEO or the chairman?
Our line of communication is the chairman. We approach to the chairman.
Not the CEO.
The chairman.
Now, who decides the amount you receive during this period?
Is the management.
Who is the management?
The office of the CEO.
The office of the CEO.
Yes.
So now, Mr. Jonga, I need you to answer some questions.
Okay, thank you.
We know that councillors were paid, well, before you were CEO, the Jonga testified, some councillors testified, and they explained regarding the circumstances that they were receiving this money, every Tobaski and Korite. What do you know about this Korite and Tobaski payment that is made to? In fact, we have a voucher that I will show you. Please, the voucher is there on the desk. It's in 2018, probably predated your time. It should be the time of Ma'am Sid Jallo, correct?
Yes.
Yes, but then we know the practice was throughout 2023 until recently it was stopped. What can you tell us about that practice?
Yes, the honorarium is usually paid before Tobaski or before Korite or before Christmas for the Christians, councillors who are Christians.
Yes.
Now, what happened is that in April 2020, we have an approval from the ministry with regards to the payment of some allowances.
Yes.
This includes the monthly sit-in allowances and also the committee allowances that are paid after each meetings.
Yes.
Now, it happens that some of these committees will engage in oversight activities.
Yes.
During the period. One of the conditions for the conduct of committee meetings is that no one committee can hold more than 2 meetings in a month, except in emergency situations. It means that if a committee is to sit, then you will have to send a notice indicating your agenda for that meeting, and then the issues that you want to discuss, of course, the dates.
Yes.
Then it goes to the chairman, and from the chairman, it comes to my office. Then I will put on notice the Director of Finance with regards to the payment that should be done to the members of that committee. But prior to payment, minutes are produced and attendance lists are produced.
Yes.
Now, it happens some of these committees will engage in oversight activities over the course of the year.
Yes.
And we do not pay for those meetings that they held during the course of the year. So we accumulate the payments, the entitlements for the period and usually pay it before Tobaski or before Korite, and then for the Christians is paid before Christmas.
That's what you know about it.
Yes.
So we also know
Yes.
that, you know, Ansu B.O. Nyas,
Yes, sir.
he testified here,
Yes.
and he explained that some councillors would approach the chairman, who will instruct the CEO and the finance director to pay during Tobaski and Korite.
I have no knowledge of, I have no discussion with the chairman prior to paying the honorarium.
The finance director too as well, Jeng,
Yes, sir.
testified here and said the same thing, that some councillors approached the chairman for monies to be paid to them as a way of Salibo support during Christmas and Tobaski.
Well, what I heard about Mr. Jeng's testimony is that it's a practice from 2018.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but that part of the statement, I did not get that clearly. But again, this is what I know about.
No, I'm just
this.
saying, Mr. Jeng's testimony is different from yours, and most of the councillors as well. They explained that it is a support during the festive period. The statement of the witness, Mr. Sanyang, said, on the issue of an honorarium payment, this was given to all the councillors to support the people of our ward during Tobaski and Ramadan feast. This is the same statement that is echoed by most witnesses that testified here,
Yes.
apart from one or two that will try to justify.
Yes. I think. Well, those are the witness statements of those who appeared. But
And the oral testimony as well.
yeah, and clearly this is what I know about.
Yeah.
About the honorarium payment.
Yes.
It's
So do you
never-
dispute that fact? Or you don't dispute that fact?
What fact?
The fact
actually?
that it says Salibo support during Christmas, during Tobaski and Korite. We hear you now say Christmas as well.
Yes.
During your time, were you paying councillors Christmas amount?
Yeah, you have one councillor who was a Christian at the time, and he was receiving this as well.
But he was paid as well every Tobaski and Korite. Why would he be paid during Christmas?
Well, if he had been receiving that, that was never brought to my notice, because if he's a Christian, then
Were you approving payments from 2019? You came in 2019?
I came in 2019 November, yes.
Were you approving payments for for every feast?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a salibo.
No, honorarium. Now let's put it honorarium. Why were you approving it?
Yes.
For every year?
Yes.
Why were you approving it?
Because one, these are activities they have did during the period.
Yeah.
And then the underlying reason is that instead of paying $500 each to a member for the meeting that they have held, we decided to have it accumulated and paid, towards either Korite or Tobaski.
So for instance,
And now the other most important point, that this is an expenditure line, because these are activities that will require them to work beyond the official working hours.
Yes.
As a condition for payment of honorarium, but also these are activities that will require.
Who decides the amount that they will receive?
The amounts, the CEO, of course, authorizes the payments.
Does the CEO have the authority to determine how much they get paid by way of allowance?
No, I do not, as a CEO, regard this as an allowance, because allowances should be authorized by the ministry.
So when you approve payment during the time that you have served for Tobaski, Korite, and now you have saying Christmas, and by the way, we'll need records of all of those as well. The evidence we get is different from that.
Yeah.
But since you are the CEO and you have said you have authorized payment during Christmas, it will need you to provide us with evidence of that. But do you have the authority to determine how much a councillor is received by way of allowance? Any allowance or any benefit?
This is not an allowance, this is an honorarium. For
Yes.
allowances, no, I do not have the authority.
read 20, okay. Do you have the authority to determine how much a councillor have by way of honorarium?
Yes.
Where? Show us the authority.
First, well, I did not bring my laptop, so I do not have the
I have the
manual
act
with me.
here. I think the
The Local
councillor has
Government
the act.
Okay.
The act is there.
I know clearly it's the ministry.
No, we need to get see, it's important as the CEO. Your evidence is very important.
Yeah.
So it's either we get it right or we get it wrong. So if you're saying you have the powers to pay honorarium and you have requested for the act, now we want to see it.
Yes. No, I think you were referring me to where I have the power to pay allowance. With the allowances, I said no.
How about honorarium?
Honorarium, yes.
Show us.
No, it's not here, but it's in the guideline. First,
Where will we find it?
First, let me say this. Before you make a payment, before you appropriate a payment from the budget, it has to be approved in the estimate.
Yes.
That is key factor that we always pay attention to.
Yes.
There is an expenditure line for honorarium
Absolutely.
in the budget.
Okay.
And then this budget is approved by each general council or each council.
Yes.
Further endorsed by the honorable minister.
Yes.
And this is where we start to pay.
Yes.
With regards to allowances, council can only propose, and the ultimate authority lies with the honorable minister.
If you pay a councillor an amount and you classify it as honorarium, let's assume it is in fact captured in the budget as honorarium column.
Yes.
Who determines how much they receive?
Well, it will be based on first the availability of funds for.
Who determines how much councillors receive?
The Director of Finance will advise, and the CEO will ultimately determine.
Where in all the laws did it say the CEO can determine how much is received, or the Director of Finance?
It's not specifically in the law.
It has to be specifically in the law.
No, let me explain. But
No, let's clear that. Does it have to be specifically in the law, or it doesn't have to be specifically in the law?
it doesn't have to be
So
there.
which part of the law gives you that discretion then?
No, I'm not saying I have the discretion, and again, I'm not saying that it must be in the law. What I'm saying here is that there are some few expenditures
Yes.
that you will not see how the CEO will go ahead with those expenditures.
It has to be seen. The law says it has to be seen.
No example.
Do you have the financial manual?
No, I don't have a copy.
Let me give you mine. Yes. So please, as CEO, for all payments, you and I had been going through the manual. I don't want to go back to the manual to determine or discuss payments, but we will have to do that. Now, whilst you talk, as opposed to any other person, I expect you back it up with regulation. But
Yeah.
that's what the law says, correct?
Yes.
So guide us through your honorarium and how the authority you have, whichever clause that gives you the powers of any kind to pay honorarium, to pay and determine amount.
Again, Councilor, I do not think you get the point that I'm trying to explain here. What I'm saying here is that
Yes.
for the approving authority to proceed to make payments,
Yes.
there are a few fundamental questions that have to be established.
I'm saying before payment. I'm saying the amount. For instance, A has to be paid $10,000.
Yeah.
Who determines that?
Yes, I think I talked about that. I said the Director of Finance will advise me the amount that should be paid, and
Yes.
I will authorize that
Yes.
payment.
Mr. Jeng, no, Mr. Jonga,
Yes, ma'am.
that is not what council is asking you. You are very cognizant of the fact that you have just told us that cumulatively you add these amounts together. What council is trying to put across is, if they have sat, because the councillors are supposed to sit minimum of twice in the month, right?
For subcommittee meetings.
For subcommittee meetings.
Yes.
And you have said a few minutes ago
Yes.
that these are oversight activities and functions, that you cumulatively put the figures together.
Yes.
We now want you to tell us those figures. How did you arrive at those figures? And who gave you the authority to say they are supposed to be paid 500 or 1,000? Because we see that the payment of this honorarium is not consistent.
Yes.
It's not consistent.
Yeah, it is not.
So you had a discretion, implicit discretion in varying the amounts you pay to councillors. So that is where the council is trying to get at. And we are very clear of the fact of what Section 27 has said when it comes to benefits. And the explanation you gave about the fact that it is captured in the budget is of no consequence when we talk about the setting up of, you understand, the determination of who is the person responsible to determine how much each councillor receives. Whether it is in the budget or not in the budget, the bottom line is who determines how much, whatever you term the payment, who is to determine how much it should be? Because it says there must be a regulation. Did you have any regulation? Did you have any regulation specifying all these issues that you need to follow to determine how much you pay?
I did talk about the letter from
Now, what I will request as chair is provide us, because since you said it's cumulative, they do service and then you add up all the numbers, give us evidence of the services they have done, the requests they have made, and how much was determined at each point, you understand, to cumulate to a particular sum amount paid for the Korite or for the Tobaske. Council, you may proceed.
You were saying something.
Mr. Jonga, please note that we will want that evidence so that we will be very clear. Yes, Council, you may proceed.
Yes, Mr. Jonga, you were trying to explain something.
Yes, I think I'm done with that. What I was saying is that, I make reference to the letter that we received from the ministry in 2020, April, that details the amount that should be payable for subcommittee meetings. And then you asked me who determines what is paid.
Where is that letter?
I have a copy. I can make that available.
Okay. You have received this in 2019? 2020?
2020, April.
Regarding the amount that should be paid. It is
For
approved.
subcommittee meetings and then general council meetings.
Okay.
Yes.
That will be helpful.
Okay.
When can we get that?
Just today. in the afternoon, I should be able to make that copy available. I didn't know that I should be here, so I had this
Yes.
document in my bag. Yeah.
Yes. So we need you to help us get it as soon as possible. Even if it means Madam Chair will ask for. I'm not sure whether we need a standard of 15 minutes to get that letter is going to be helpful. Or we
Mr.
can
Jonga-
proceed with Mr.
Yes.
Sanyang and allow Mr. Jonga to
Yes.
have 10 minutes to.
bring
the
the
letter.
letter. If Mr. Jonga, do you have it here?
Yes, I should be able to step out if you permit
You
me
bring,
to
yes,
get your copy.
yes, we will allow you to get us the document,
Okay.
and we can proceed with Mr. Sanyang.
Yes. Then Mr. Jonga, we will pause that issue for now
Okay.
and until you come back.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Mr. Sanyang, in your statement, you discussed a very important issue. The last paragraph of the first page said the people of the community. No, that's the second paragraph. That on the issue of contract award to bilateral plumbing and borehole drilling, this contract as a council capital project signed between council and a contractor concerning drill of 2 boreholes in the villages of Arankon Kunda and cluster borehole at Kang Wali and Kanji Bat within the 2 wards of Wasadu and Bantang Jang. I supervised the work for Wasadu and partially supervised the work, the one at Kang Wali and Kanji Bat within Bantang Jang ward because the ward councillor Araba Bojang was sick at the time. Do you recall making this statement?
Yes, late
Now,
council.
what was the level of your supervision?
At Arankol Kunda, I was informed that train digging has to happen at the project site
Okay, informed
by the management.
who in the management informed you? You
When
received
we
a
were
letter?
no, it was not in a letter.
So who informed you?
Because the contract signing, I was called for a contract signing, if I could
Who
recall.
informed you?
It was the CEO,
Which CEO?
Jonga,
Okay.
who
please
informed
proceed.
me that there is supposed to be a contract signing for these 2 boreholes.
Yes,
And that we're supposed to be present to witness the signing of this contract.
yes.
It's where it was notified, I was notified that this train digging has to be done by the communities based on the community participation.
Yes.
So as the chairperson of the ward, and during the budget, the proposal was in the budget that these 2 wards has to benefit from this project.
Yes.
And that as the chairperson of the ward, I was asked to identify which of the communities are affected.
Yes.
Where I give Arankolikunda. So in that being the case, being the chairperson of the ward, whatsoever work is going to be done there, I have to be present to be updating the council. So that is my supervision at the
Supervision.
place.
So I will continue reading the second piece. You said, I received a total amount of 84,000 from council for the 2 wards, 40,000 for the work at Arankon Kunda, and 44 for Kangwali and Kanjibat. Who gave you this money?
Director of Finance, Mr. J.
Director Jeng. Okay. And on behalf of the ward councillor, I gave the 44,000 to the ward councillor through a person in Kangwali village in an envelope as directed by the ward councillor, Araba Bojang. The 40,000 is meant for the said work within my ward was paid to the youth through one Modou Baji, but I made an oversight to receive acknowledgement from Mr. Baji as proof of retirement. Now, this amount of $84,000, did you sign for it when you received it?
I did not remember signing for it.
So you did not sign for it?
I did not sign for it.
Good. And when you made these payments, how did you account for these monies?
I was not accounted for.
Why?
That was how it was given to me.
I know.
did not sign, I give it to the people that are benefiting.
Yeah, but how would you not account for it? Did you not know at the time you should account for this money?
No, I did not.
How comes?
I was not informed.
You
Where
have to,
I was receiving, I did not sign.
Yes.
Nobody informed me that when you go, when you hand over this money, this is the document that we need.
if you give your money to your contractor, would you want them to account for it?
Commissioner, if I may come in,
I'm giving
if
you an
I may
example.
Elaborate on it.
If you have a business and you paid a contractor to do a work for you, would you want them to account for what they have done?
If I am given the opportunity to elaborate
No,
on this
would you
issue,
answer then
if I am given a
explain?
contract to someone,
Yes,
I am given a contract. That contract has to be signed between him or her
yes,
for it to be implemented, and the documents has to be
yes.
given.
And then if the individual tells you that if the idea is they should buy 10, let's say 10 laptops, you want to see that it's done.
Yes, but I want to explain
You want to
this.
see it's done.
Yes.
Now, when you received the $84,000, when you served as councillor, you knew accountability. There should be accountability.
May I comment?
You knew there should be accountability. Is that
Yes,
false or
yes,
true?
yes.
You knew there should be accountability.
Yes.
Now comment.
In this project,
Yes.
what has happened is, during the signing
Yes.
ceremony,
Yes.
it was clearly stated that train digging has to be community participation.
Yes.
If you are getting me.
Yes.
During,
Absolutely.
when the contract was signed, the train digging was about to commence. That was the time I was notified that they are going to be given honorarium, but there was no contract that was signed between the communities and the council.
Did you retire? Did you explain retire or whatsoever? The amount, did they sign acknowledgement of this money, receipt of this money?
They did not sign because it was not an agreement that was signed
How
between
would we
them and them.
know? How would the commission know that you have paid this individual?
To be frankly enough, the commission cannot know.
That's the issue.
Yes. And
Mr.
there is another issue that I can admit is my fault.
Yes.
During the signing of this contract, I was not privy to know what is inside the contract.
Then you should not have taken part.
No, the issue was, at that time, I came newly as a councillor.
It's not an excuse.
2018 has elapsed, no project for my people.
It's not an excuse.
So when I was informed that my ward has to benefit and I identified the ward, then when I was called for the contract to be signed, I was eager for the community to have this project because we were in a dire need of water. Because way back from the First Republic to the Second Republic, this community we have been struggling. There was no clean water for them. So my ambition and my anticipation was for them to have the project. That was my focus.
Can we focus on the money you have received and whether you have retired it or not?
I have clearly said that I will not retire.
We focus on that.
Yeah.
We just focus on that. We don't want to know what you have had during the First, Second, Third, Fourth Republic, what you did not have, whatsoever period. We are here for accountability. What you were given is what we know. You were given an amount of $84,000.
Yes.
And you have said you can't account for it.
I can account for it because
If you can't account for it,
yes.
and you are supposed to account for it, then what should be done? We expect you to account for it until at this point. If not, you are personally liable for the money.
At the time of receiving, I did not also sign any document.
Whose fault is that, sir?
It was not my fault because it was not my mandate to prepare the payment voucher for me to sign.
You have received public funds.
Yes.
You were given public funds.
Yes.
And you know that money is not yours.
Yes.
If it is not your mandate to prepare a contract document to sign,
Yes.
or any form of document to sign,
Yes.
you've received the money.
Yes, I have received.
And you are to make payments.
Yes, to the beneficiary communities in my ward, as a representative, as the chairperson of the ward.
Yes. So if they failed to make you sign a document, would it not be more prudent for you to make sure whoever you are giving the money to, they will also sign these documents?
Yes, at that point.
No, answer.
At that point, I totally accept it. There, I should be the one who should take that responsibility.
So if you do not do that, and you can't retire the money, who is responsible?
At the level of the community.
At the level of giving the money. You now have the $84,000.
It's entirely in my hands.
It's entirely your responsibility.
Yes, in my responsibility.
Yes, that's how finance works. So since we can't account for this money, the responsibility is on you.
It's left for the commission to determine.
But you accept this, but you have already said that it's your responsibility.
I said it's my responsibility, and it's left for the commission to determine.
To determine what?
Whatsoever is going to happen.
Yes. So that is very clear, Mr. Sanyang. Mr. Jonga, you can have a seat, please. Mr. Jonga, Thank you very much for providing this letter. I think it's helpful. Madam Chair, we apply to tender a letter from the Minister of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs at the Quadrangle. The date is 26th of April 2020, signed by Alu Sedikan for the Permanent Secretary, addressed to the CEO of Brikama Area Council into evidence as an exhibit. The letter is a photocopy. You don't have access to the original, do you, sir? Sir Jonga?
No, sir, I do not have.
Okay.
It's a scanned copy of the original that I received.
Thank you.
Council, did you apply to tender it?
Yes, we already applied to have it tendered, Madam Chair. We respectfully applied to tender the letter dated the 26th of April 2020 from the Minister of Lands and Regional Government, addressed to the CEO of Brikama Area Council.
A letter dated the 26th of April 2020 with reference LM9/190/01 in brackets 91 from the Ministry for Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, the Quadrangle Banjul. The letter is addressed to the CEO of Brikama Area Council with the caption approval of payment of allowances to councillors, and it is signed for the Permanent Secretary by one Aliu Sedikan. It's copied to the Chairman, Local Government Service, the Chairman, Local Government Service Commission, Finance Director, Brikama Area Council. The letter is admitted in evidence as an exhibit and marked as LGC/MJ in brackets A/BKAC/019.
As the Commission places. Now, Mr. Jonga, it is
Sir.
pursuant to this letter that you are authorizing the payment.
Yes.
Is your answer yes?
Yes.
Let me repeat the question again. It is pursuant to this letter of approval that you are paying the councillors
Yes.
for the Tabasco and the corrector.
Yes. And again, if you could allow me, I talked about the oversight functions, activities that they do.
Yes.
And sometimes you can have a meeting of the heads of committees as well. So the meeting of head of committees is usually regarded also has a meeting.
That's fine. So my question now is, if it is pursuant to this letter,
Yes.
that this letter talks about allowances strictly and not honorarium.
Yes.
You agree?
Yes, I agree.
So now do we leave the honorarium issue aside and stick with allowance because it is pursuant to this letter that you are paying them the money?
We cannot. I want us to stick to the honorarium.
No, Mr. Jonga, it should be easier to deal with you because you are highly educated. And so it's important that we have the facts. You brought the letter. The letter says approval of payment of allowances to councillors.
Yes.
It didn't say honorarium.
Yes.
Or is there any part that it has covered honorarium?
No.
Is the answer no?
No.
So are we going by this letter? You said yes.
Yes.
That is pursuant to the letter that you're making the payment.
Yes.
The letter talks about allowances and not honorarium. Is that correct?
Yes.
So does it mean then we leave the issue of honorarium for now and treat the payments as allowances?
Yes, because clearly the CEO do not have any authority over allowances, and like you could see, the approval emanates from the minister.
Yes. So we stick with allowances.
Yes, sir.
So the payments that you were making, classified as honorarium, is indeed allowances.
Yes.
Now, If they are allowances and not honorarium, why are they classified as honorarium and not allowance? That's the first question.
Why are they? I don't know which authority classified them, because maybe it could be on the claim that was sent to to my office.
So you don't know which authority classified as honorarium?
Yeah, except if I see.
But wait a minute, Mr. Jonga. You have said that the honorarium is captured in your budget, right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
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 Did you say that?
Yes, I said that.
But you know there is a distinction between allowance and honorarium, right?
Yes, I know.
Council, you may proceed.
Jonga, you are saying the classification by whosoever did the classification is wrong classification, right? It should be allowances, right?
Yes, because these are sundry payments. Yes.
Yes, it should be allowances. Now, and allowances are to be approved by the ministry.
Yes.
This is an example of the approval.
Yes.
This is in 2020.
Yes, sir.
So, for instance, to start with, if you look at it, it says, I invite reference to your missive BAC/076, that's A/B, dated the 28th of January 2020, alluding to the subject matter above.
Yes.
I am directed to convey the Honorable Minister's approval of allowances of councillors as follows.
Yes.
A, that all councillors be paid a sitting allowance of $1,500 for general council meeting.
Yes.
That council subcommittees meeting be paid at $500. However, before any payment of any allowance is made, the following documents must be provided as proof of subcommittee meeting as approved.
Yes.
Number 1, Roman figure 1, records of minutes of meeting. Roman figure 2, record of attendance. Roman figure 3, the maximum number of subcommittee meeting sitting to be paid allowance shall not exceed 2 meetings in each month.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
Yes.
However, in case of an emergency meeting, approval must be granted by the chairman of the council.
Yes.
Now, this directive is taking effect from January 2020.
Yes.
Do you see this?
Yes.
All agenda for subcommittee meeting shall be sent to the office of the chairman for approval. Now, let's start.
Yes.
Do you follow this?
Yes.
Do you follow this?
Yes.
Good. So, in approving payments, you follow this as CEO.
Yes.
Now, when you paid $8,000 in a given year, that must be how many meetings? But the minimum is 2.
In a month, the minimum is 2 in
Yes.
a month. In case of emergency meetings, the
Approved
committee
by the CEO.
No,
by the
the
chairman.
By the chairman, yes. So we have instances where committees could meet more than twice.
Let's not go into trying to give examples without facts. So, do you have records of all these for every year that you're making payment? Do you have the records of the meetings that the committees will sit before you approve how much they get paid?
Yes, I should be able to get this from the records of the subcommittees or from maybe the secretaries of the subcommittees.
You should be able to get the records for the subcommittees. How many subcommittees do you have?
I don't know it offhand, but maybe close to 9 or
Close to 9.
close to 9. Yes.
So you will provide us with the records of all the meetings that are given to you, the record of attendance, records of meetings, and the agenda that you have calculated to arrive at the amount that you have been paying to the councillors.
Okay.
You are saying you can do that?
Yes, I'll consult the secretaries to the committees.
Then we'll expect you to come back tomorrow and provide us with this information.
Tomorrow I'll be very prompt. Please.
Okay, please, you can talk to the chairperson regarding when you want to come back.
I think most of the members of most of the secretaries were here. I think one of them, Honorable Jaju was a secretary to the Finance Committee. I understand he was also asked to produce some
Yes,
records.
Mr. Jonga, it should not be difficult because these documents, as you said, are available. It's a matter of going back to the office, but we can nonetheless give you up to Monday,
Okay, thank
which
you.
is a fair time for you to collate all of this.
Thank you.
Not only the minutes as well,
Yes.
Madam Chairperson, even the vouchers, because the vouchers would be accompanied by these requirements as outlined in the letter. Is that not the case? Do you agree with that?
The vouchers for the subcommittee meetings that are already paid, or
Yes, for every payment.
or the vouchers for the honorarium that you're talking about?
No, we are no longer calling it honorarium. You have said
okay.
you don't agree with that classification. It's
Okay.
now an allowance.
Okay, the subcommittee meetings.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So the vouchers for all the payments,
The subcommittees.
yes, with the necessary supporting documents as outlined in the letter dated 26th of April 2020.
Okay.
Please write that down. In that case, Madam Chair, we will adjourn the matter, apply the matter with CEO.
Yes, I have some questions.
Yes.
Yeah, are you set?
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right,
ma'am.
okay.
Yeah.
Now, I just want you to also take note of what paragraph B, sub 3 is saying, that they have already given the timeline of how many times that this subcommittee should meet in a month, and they have indicated in an instance where there is emergency, they must have approval of the chairman. So we would want to see the approvals that have been granted for these extra meetings, because we now know from this letter that what was approved was 500 per sitting per council, right?
Yes.
All right. Now, my question is, would I be correct to say that the management misdirected the councillors in the understanding that they are receiving honorarium instead of allowance, just as you have said before the commission now, that it's not supposed to be honorarium, it's supposed to be allowance, if I can get you correctly? My statement is that, would it not be correct to state that it was a misdirection given to the councillors by the management, that they are being paid honorarium, which is not what is directed in this letter, but instead allowance?
As head of the management, my office do not transmit any such communication to the councillors, informing them that it is an honorarium instead of an allowance. I do not have that communication with any subcommittee or any councillor.
Now, how did the councillors come about referring the payment that they receive as honorarium and trying to justify that it's an honorarium and it is a service that they provided?
Well, I think they'll be in a better position to answer
No,
that
but
question.
no, Mr. Jonga. You are the CEO.
Yes.
You have just presented to us, and you've really helped the commission to appreciate and understand what has transpired.
Yes.
Because you know what the intent of Section 27 of the Local Government Act is. And it is based on this letter that you said you were paying the councillors.
Yes.
Then why didn't you capture the payment, you understand, using the correct terminology, so that there will be no ambiguity at the end of the day, for the purposes of an outsider understanding what you were trying to do?
Yes, I perfectly understand. There should not be any room for. There should be no room for ambiguity.
Yes, because I'm just helping you. I'm just helping you.
I
That
understand.
is why I said, would it not be correct to say that is perhaps a misinformation or a misdirection? Because your documents show that it is honorarium that is being paid to these people.
Yes, I wouldn't say maybe it's a maybe misunderstanding, but there's no, because if you say miscommunication, it means there have been communication from my office to the office of the councillors, but that has never been the case. Maybe it's a misunderstanding.
No, but the director of finance, we asked him, this honorarium, is it lawful? He said it's not lawful. The honorarium is not lawful.
Yeah, that is his understanding, but clearly, this information from the ministry was communicated to the director of finance.
Yeah.
It could be a case of,
You still didn't answer my question. So
I
would I be
think-
correct to say that they were not properly enlightened
Yes.
as to the type of allowance they were receiving?
Yes, that
which
could
is
be-
within the precincts of
That could-
the
that could-
law,
that could be the case,
which guided you to pay
that could be the case.
by
yes.
virtue of this exhibit.
Yes, that could be the case.
Yes. Yes, Council.
Mr. Sanyang,
So
Yes,
can you,
Council.
can we discharge Mr. Jonga?
yes, I will just conclude, Mr. Sanyang, 5 minutes,
Okay.
and then we can discharge both of them at the same time. Mr. Sanyang,
Yes, less council.
were you receiving your sitting allowances at the committee level?
Sitting allows it at the committee level.
When you sit at the finance committee, for example?
At the finance committee, there is committee meetings. Yes, we do receive allowances for committee meetings.
For committee meetings?
Yes.
How often? How do you receive it? After the meeting?
After the meeting, when the minutes are prepared, a request is being prepared by the
Finance,
secretary
yes.
and submitted to the finance
And then you get paid, is it cash or you
Cash.
get paid to the bank? Cash.
cash.
And then this happens after meetings?
Mostly after meetings, but there is certain at times, certain periods
Naturally.
when the council is
You don't have money?
struggling with financial. It
But
goes 2 or 3 days before we receive our
2
committee.
or 3 days before you receive it?
Yes, committee
But be it
meetings.
as it may, at most times within a week you will have received your money
So,
for all the committees you have served.
for the 2 committees I have sat.
Mr. Jonga, then in what payment are you referring to when they are receiving their monies?
I'm talking about the oversight function. I think I did talk about the oversight
No,
function.
I mean, I'm referring to the allowance. Here, the oversight function will have to have a clearance from the chairman. There has to be a communication to that effect. You were
yeah.
saying the accumulation. Your evidence was they are accumulated.
Accumulation of the oversight functions. I did not say the subcommittee meetings payments.
Okay, please guide me through the oversight function at the in the exhibit, the letter from the ministry.
No, that is not in the letter. First, you have the finance subcommittee will engage in a task force enforcement of collections.
No, Mr. Jonga,
Yes.
did you or did you not tell the commission that the payments classified as honorarium, which you think is wrong, are allowances and they are paid in pursuant to the letter received on the 26th of April 2020?
Yes, I did tell the commission, but before I submitted this letter, I did mention that the payments are accumulated for oversight activities of the subcommittees.
Yeah.
And that you asked me how many subcommittees do you have, and I said more than 9.
No. I want to get the fact right.
Yes.
You said those payments were as a result of this letter.
Yes, for the committees engaging in oversight activities.
The payments are as a result of this letter. They are authorized by this letter.
Yes.
Good. And it should be $500.
Yes.
And then you said it is accumulated.
Yes, but I also
So which means, just wait a minute. Which means we know from the testimony of Mr. Sanyang, as far as subcommittees are concerned, they get paid at most within a week.
yes.
That we know. So what else are you talking about regarding this amount that is paid during Tobascan corridor when they've already been paid their subcommittee meetings?
You could see in the conditions, let me go back again. You said a committee could meet not more than twice.
Yes,
Sometimes you could have the committees meeting more than twice in a month
yes,
due to emergency issues.
yes.
The other point I mentioned earlier is that
No, just to hold on to that. Even if they meet 10 times, he said the most period they will go without being paid is 3 days. And now I extend it to 1 week.
No.
The idea is they get paid.
No.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No. The emergencies are different from the 2 normal meetings that they are required to have in a month.
Okay, so the emergencies is captured in the letter, is it not?
Yes.
What did it say in the letter?
If you can permit me, let me open my laptop.
Yes. Says Roman figure 3. Roman figure 3.
Yes, the maximum number of subcommittee meetings or sittings to be paid allowance shall not exceed 2 meetings in each month.
Yes.
However, in case of an emergency meeting, approval must be granted by the chairman of the council.
Good. So now, for any emergency, there have to be a written approval.
Yes, in fact, for all the meetings, including the 2 in a month, are all authorized.
Let's just stick with this first.
Yes.
We've already dealt with the meetings, the normal meetings that they have, even if it is 10 in the month or 2 in the month. The maximum is 2.
Yes.
We've already said that we know how much they get paid.
Yes.
And he had said for every meeting that they have had, they get paid. Even if it is 3 days or so. Is that not what you said, Mr. Sanyang?
You have misunderstood my statement.
Come again.
When you ask how many times are you been paid,
Yes.
I said in a committee meeting, when we have a committee meeting, we have been paid. And the communication that he is reading has been filtered.
No,
down
forget
to
the communication. Forget
That
the
is the 2 meetings that we have been, we conduct has to be paid a day,
No, I was not saying that. I'm saying you had said to the commission that when you meet, you get paid. Just hear me out. When you meet, you get paid. But even if it is late because of financial constraints, 3 days or thereabouts, you will be paid. Did you say that?
Yes, I say that, but
That's what I'm referring to.
But those are the 2 meetings that have been approved.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
Emergency.
what I am talking about.
Okay.
The 2 meetings. Do you hear me now?
Okay.
Good. So, Mr. Jonga.
Yes, sir.
So you will be bringing the emergency meetings one, correct?
Yeah, I took note
and
of that.
the vouchers, corresponding vouchers, to add up to how much they get paid.
Yes.
That's number 1.
Yes.
And what else?
The approval of notice, I think.
Approval from the chairman.
Yes.
What else?
I think that's all, because all these, the minutes, the approval of payments are all attached in the voucher.
Yeah. So not the normal 2 maximum meetings, but
Yes.
all the meetings, the emergency meetings.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Lastly, last question, Mr. Sanyang.
Yes.
Have you had emergency meetings in 2019 at the Finance Committee?
At this point in time, it was too long, so I cannot recall.
2020?
I can confirm to you.
No, the answer is I can recall, I know, I
Yes.
don't know. Have you had emergency meetings in 2020? We have the file here, it's here. But
Finance
let me ask you,
Committee has been meeting for several occasions.
have you had
yes.
emergency meetings in 2020?
The issue of emergency meetings, I cannot establish whether we
You
have
cannot establish that.
No, no.
2021?
To be precise, late council, the issue of emergency meetings, I cannot say this year is the year that we have emergency meeting because it has been occurring. So I cannot.
You don't recall having emergency meetings, do you
Yeah.
recall?
Pardon?
Do you recall having emergency meetings in 2021?
I could recall having emergency meetings.
In 2021.
But even 2020, but I cannot ascertain how many emergency meetings
Emergency
we have.
meetings.
Yes.
So please provide us with the number of emergency meetings you have had. You have had in 2018, 19, 20, 2021, and 2022.
That will be very difficult, and if I
That's why we're here to solve. That's why, hear me out. We're not here to tell you things that are not difficult. We're here to tell you things that should be there.
I don't have
Things that you should produce. No, don't worry. Don't worry about it. The request is the emergency meetings you have had. We want the number and the minutes of those meetings.
That is what I'm saying. It's going to be very difficult for me to produce it because I was not keeping those records. It was kept by our secretary.
When you come back,
And there was a communique.
when you come back,
Yes.
when you come back, what you have, you bring it. And the ones you don't have, you can explain why you don't have it.
Okay.
Is that not the case?
But
All right.
without wasting commission's time, this is what I'm saying.
You will not waste the commission's
Madam
time.
Chair.
Don't worry about it. Madam Chairperson,
If I may have,
do we have a date?
If I may have permission from the Madam Chair to come in.
Yes, you can go on. I'm listening to you.
The records that the late council is saying, I am already a witness to it. Because our secretary at the time, who was Honorable Lamin, who was assigned by this commission to produce those records. And he read a communique to the office.
It's not the same. What
He
he
was
asked,
He was the one who
Sorry.
asked our minutes.
Sorry. You are asked now to produce the minutes. If you discuss with the chairman and you said, because you received payment,
Yes,
right?
yes.
We must ascertain whether you sat or you did not sit. Is that not correct? Is it not our duty
Yes,
to confirm whether you sat
yes,
and whether it was lawful for you to receive the money?
yes.
So it is your responsibility and your duty to liaise with the chairman. And what you bring to us, we will take as evidence.
Which
And we
chairman?
will cross-check with what you have received over the period.
Can I confirm, which chairman am I going to leave?
Your finance committee chairman.
He is not in the country.
Who is that?
He is not in the country.
He's not in the country.
Yes.
Yes, but it is not our business because these are documents for an office. It's not a personal issue. So it is your responsibility to go to the office and find the records and bring the records to us.
Yes, what I'm
All right?
saying here
So-
is,
Yes.
I'm saying yes, I will bring it. When I come under the council, the commission realized that I did not bring any document.
Yes.
Because I will find
But
that.
you have said in your evidence that you attended meetings.
I attended meetings, yes.
So you don't come and tell us that cook and bull story. If you attend the meeting, there must be record because you are paid based on the records.
Yes.
So you must go and bring the records. You go and check. If it is lost, you come and tell us it's lost. If you cannot produce it, you come and you tell us you cannot produce it.
Okay, thank you.
As simple as that.
Thank you.
But you cannot come and tell us that. Council, you may proceed.
Done with Mr. Jonga, the CEO, and Mr. Sanyang for now until they come back at the time that is given to them.
We have asked Mr. Jonga to produce this by Wednesday, right, Mr. Jonga?
Wednesday?
Or Tuesday? Did I say on Tuesday or
No,
Wednesday?
Monday.
Monday, sorry.
Friday, sorry.
Thank you for correcting me. And Mr. Sanyang, we will give you, I think I have earlier on said
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yes.
Thank you so much
Can we say that they both come back on Monday? Maybe it's much more ideal so that we can have them, we can conclude on some of the matters.
No, let them all come back on Tuesday. Because I
Even
gave
Mr.
Mr. Jonga on Tuesday so that it could be a needful.
Okay.
Right? So, Mr. Sanyang?
Yes.
Yes, I have changed the order from Monday to Tuesday.
Tuesday.
All right?
Yeah, I was giving Tuesday.
Yes, now, okay, you are giving Tuesday?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So, we may rise. Thank you so much for coming. You are discharged.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm just been informed by the registrar and that he has another witness. Would you be able to take another witness before the lunch break? Yes. So please, I'm sorry, can we have that witness before we go for lunch break?
This one is not trash, it's cook and bull story. Cook and bull story, be the trash. yaa ngi mer ba fii ki def xibaar warutoo la sant Sanyang de
afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. Welcome to this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and Related Matters. What is your religion?
I'm a Muslim.
In which language do you wish to make your testimony?
In English language.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
Yes.
No, you have two options here. Do you want to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
I want to swear the Holy Quran.
Okay, Madam Chair, the witness wishes to swear by the Holy Quran. Can you hold the Holy Quran then? Okay, and then repeat after me.
Yes, Suleiman Kinte.
I, Suleiman Kinte,
Suleiman Kinte,
do swear that
do swear that
I'll speak the truth,
I will speak the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may be kindly seated.
Thank you
Madam
very
Chair, the witness is sworn. I have the honor to hand over the witness to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kinte.
Afternoon. Afternoon, ma.
How is the afternoon?
Afternoon.
Yeah, you're welcome. Council, can we please proceed?
Please give your name to the commission.
My name is Suleiman Kinte
And your address, sir?
from Madiana village.
Do you recall giving a statement to the investigators?
Yes, I do.
We will show you a copy of the statement, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Please go through it. Is it Suleiman Kinte?
Yes, Suleiman Kinte, yes.
Yes, please go through the statement.
Yes, it's my statement, sir.
We apply to tender the statement of the witness, Suleiman Kinte, dated the 26th of August 2024, into evidence as an exhibit.
The witness statement of Mr. Suleiman Kinte, dated the 26th of August 2024, is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit and marked as LGC/SK in brackets A/BKAC/001.
As the commission places. Now, you have served as a ward councillor, in Brikama Area Council, correct?
Yes.
And what is the period of your service?
It's only one term. That's
One
5
term,
years.
and that is?
5 years, from 2018 to 2023.
To 2023?
Yes.
Okay. And you were also in committees as well?
Yes, I was in the committee, yes.
Please tell us about that.
I was in the market committee,
Yes.
and then environment committee and education committee.
Market committee, environment committee, and
Education committee.
education committee.
Yes.
Now,
Mr. Kinte, kindly speak into the mic so that
Okay.
we can get you. We are struggling to hear what you're saying.
Yes, I was in market environment.
yes. Now, these ward allocations, did you benefit during the time you served? Were you allocated? When was this? Please increase your voice. Can you please assist the witness regarding the microphone? Yes, please repeat what you said.
Council, please wait for his mic. Yes, Council, can you please proceed?
Yes, please come again.
Yes, I said I was in Agricultural Committee and Education Committee and Subcommittee of Environment as Vice Chairman of Environmental Committee. And later, I also part of the Committee of Market Committee.
For the market
Committee
committee
yes,
as well.
as the chairman.
Yeah. There's a project that you discussed in your statement
Yes,
regarding an association called Casa Gambia Association,
yes,
and that they had a project for your ward, correct?
yes.
And the project amount is $9 million.
No, it's one. Yes, that is total of $9 million. Yes, the whole project.
And did they offer to contribute $7 million?
Yes,
And the balance of $2 million to come from the community?
no, $2 million will come from the committee in collaboration with counterpart with councils.
Yes. So council contributed an amount.
Yes,
How much is that?
they contribute $1.5 million. That's $1,500,000 the council contributed.
When was this?
That was in 2022.
2022.
Yes,
And was it issued discussed at the council level, general meeting?
yes, it was the council and they made decision on that one.
And they, yes.
Yes,
Now, when this amount was disbursed,
yes.
by the way, which bank does the
was-
ward back with?
No, it's not in my word account, but the fund was transferred to Casa Gambia account.
To
Casa Gambia account.
Casa Gambia account.
Yes.
Do you know why?
Yes, because Casa Gambia was the founder of that project. When the Brufut, they need market, because their market was an old one, and then they come attention, then they want to build a market for Brufut ward.
Yes.
For Brufut rather. So, in London, they have a philanthropist who are helping them to build the market for Brufut market. So those people, they say they can contribute $7 million, then the committee will contribute $2 million.
Yes.
So that is time they consult me when the Brikama Area Council in collaboration with Kiama and then the CEO, we discuss about it, they show their project proposal to them, and then the Kiama and CEO are very happy. They say now there will be a counterpart to help the community to pay the $2 million
Yes.
so that they can build a market for good food.
Now, in your statement, you have discussed the fact that this project didn't materialize.
No, it doesn't matter, no.
So what happened with the money that was paid to Casa Gambia?
Yeah, the problem was because the Alcalo and the VDC have a lockerhead.
The
Alcalo and the VDC committee must have problems, so this is why the market was not built.
Okay.
And then at the end, the money was returned back to council.
To council. It was
Yes.
sent back to council.
Yes.
Right. Do you have evidence of that?
Yeah, yesterday I was with the CEO and they confirmed that the money are refunded, but I don't have any copy that the money is returned back to council.
How was it returned? Is it through?
No, it's through bank. Because
Bank.
yes, council wrote to Casa Gambia for them to return back the money to council, and which Casa Gambia did. So I'm
Yes.
sure the Casa Gambia will have the record for that one.
Are you a member of Casa Gambia?
No, I'm not a member of Casa
Who is the
Gambia.
chairman of Casa Gambia?
Ibrahim Jata.
Ibrahim Jalo.
Jata.
Jada.
Yes.
All right. And this was during Mr. Jonga's time
Yes, Mr. Jonga.
as CEO.
As CEO, yes.
And you are saying he confirmed receipt of this amount?
Yes.
Okay. The other issue
Yeah.
is, well, you don't benefit from the mining because your area is not part of the activity bracket regarding mining.
Yeah. I don't have anything from geology.
Were you benefiting as well from this twice in the year, twice yearly payment made by council to you during Tubaski and Corridor?
Yeah, I do got it.
What is your opinion about that?
Well, every fees, we go to council and then as councillors, they give us this money. That is Topasi and Correct, we receive it.
Do you know why you are entitled to this money? Do you know whether you are entitled to this payment?
Well, what I know, I think it's something that we find in council that, during the fees they pay us. So, but at the end, I cannot explain anything about that, why are they paying for us.
So you don't recall doing any job or any work or any service in relation to be having entitlement to this money?
Yeah, well, the only thing I can remember is during, because council dissolved the market committee, which they take another committee, that I was part of that market committee.
Yes.
And then I was selected to be a chairman in that committee. So during my first term, then we went to the market to work with the council collector and the security,
Yes.
where we collect money from vendors, $300 per vendor. So at the end of the exercise, they said they are going to pay us non-honorable.
And then and that was dissolved, and there was a communication that you shouldn't engage in that.
Sorry?
I said that was dissolved. There was an issue regarding the market subcommittee.
Yeah, regard to market committee was dissolved in 2022.
Yeah, yes.
Then the council select us to part with new market committee in 2020 up to the end of my term.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my point is, were you part of the councillors that approached the chairman, Sirifo Sonko, regarding the payment of this amount? Some call it honorarium, some call it salibo, twice in the year for Tobaski and Corridor?
Well, I cannot recall that one because normally we went to Sirifo, when we have any issues as councillors, we went to him and discussed that matter because he's the chairman of council. So if we have any issues, we go to and discuss. But for these other issues, I can't recall whether we have gone there to discuss with him. It might happen, yes, I went there, we discussed with him verbally.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my issue is there are councillors that went to the CEO to discuss this issue, that they want to be given salibo or support every Tobaski and Corridor. Were you aware of this?
Yes, yes, we normally go there, yes.
Do you think that's right?
No, it's not right.
It's not right.
Yep.
That's all for this witness, Madam Chairperson.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Mr. Kinte, for your ward, were you a signatory to the account?
Yes, I was signatory to the account, yes.
So, for this Casa Gambia, were you a signatory to the account?
No.
So, at what point did you people decide that you will pay this money to the Casa Gambia account?
Yeah.
Not in your ward's account? Because if they are helping you, whatever help they have to give to you, they will have to, depending on what you agree, depending on what the terms are. Were you not supposed to be the people controlling the activities of the project because it's for the benefit of your people?
Yeah, the reason why I agreed to pay the money to Casa Gambia account because they have been helping put food.
Okay.
As a whole, especially at school, they tile the school and they do renovation at the school. So based on their work and their track record, so I feel that it's safe to give money to them because the amount of money their country is more than the council is contributing or the committee is contributing. Okay. Yeah, when it comes to the project process that they have was about $7 million they have to contribute with their counterpart. So based on the reasons, this is why we try to transfer money to the account. And then council also have signed memorandum of understanding between Casa Gambia and the and council that they will do the supervisions. That's why council was able to pay $1.5 million. And the $500,000 was there. If the projects went and they started and the council said, well, we are doing it is very important, then they are happy with it. The remaining $500,000 will pay us to make us $2 million.
Yes, but yeah. As a council being a public institution,
yeah,
you think it was prudent to have paid into an association which is a privately owned association to pay council's money into that account? Did you have any meeting to sanction that, or was it an individual decision?
No, we do have a meeting with that one with the council because I could remember CEO communicated to me, well, this money should we pay to the VDC or to your account? I said, no, let's pay to the Casa Gambia because they are the pioneer of this project.
That was just oral
discussion. Yes.
No,
any writing on it, but it's all a verbal discussion.
All right. Yeah. When we need you to clarify certain issues, we will call you.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you. You are discharged.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is it? I think. Yeah? I'm told that it's break. We may rise.